My Lords, it's a delight to follow the noble Lady Baroness Young of Oldscoon, and I agree with her completely about leaving one's body out for the birds to pick over the bones. Personally, I wouldn't mind corvids. I think they're very bright, wouldn't have a problem with that at all. For all those who would like to know about the footy, it's 1-1 at the moment. Denmark scored first. I would like, while we're talking about corpses, or while I'm talking about corpses, would like to throw my own story in about this. And in Norway in 2016, a whole herd of wild reindeer were electrocuted. There were 232 animals, calves, parrots, everything, and they all died simultaneously. And the rangers in the area decided to leave the corpses, and they watched for several years to see what happened. And the biodiversity explosion was absolutely huge. And it wasn't just the predators and the birds, the insects, everything that fed off them. It was also the plants and the fungi that had a sort of that were a byproduct of all the activity. And so biodiversity is aided by corpses, and it's probably not an option for most local authorities, but it does seem to be something that individual gardeners could use when they find dead animals, if they can stand the smell. Now, the amendments in this group are part of the wider task being undertaken by your Lordship's House to insert the strong legal mechanisms that will give effect to the ambitions of this bill. And this bill really should be a watershed moment for the conduct of government and public administration. But at the moment, we're missing loads of opportunities to have any sort of impact. Amendment 205B, tabled by Baroness Jones of Whitchurch, it would be a turning point for public authorities. We need public servants to recognise their roles as stewards of the environment, of the natural world, and this amendment would do that. Every function, every decision should be made with the environment and ecosystems at the forefront of the decision-maker's mind. In the 21st century, that should be a fundamental principle of good governance. Lord Teverson's Amendment 232 then ensures that these new powers and duties on public authorities are then properly resourced so that they can be delivered. Now, we all know about the massive cuts to local authorities that have been happening over the past 11 years. And quite honestly, I'm staggered that local authorities can carry on with all the services that they do manage to continue. But we can't allow a situation where ever more duties are placed on local authorities while they still struggle with the effects of austerity. The government has to invest in good quality local services and invest massively in a transformative programme to repair our natural world. These two things can't be put into conflict. The government must make the resources available to local authorities to deliver both with excellence. And I hope we'll revisit these two issues at report stage, because these are important points for delivering the ambition of the bill. And I've been watching today's business from my office, trying to get on with other work, and I've got to say the stamina shown by the noble lords who are still in the chamber is absolutely staggering. I do admire your fortitude and your energy, and let's all hope that we don't have to do this too often again, because the government's going to accept loads of our amendments.